Welcome to our advanced trainings every Thursday night. My name is Petra, if you don't know me yet. Good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. It is night here. It's been a full-on week for me, so my brain is a bit slow today. I'm running my program now with Healy. But I do have things to share with you tonight, so I'll share the screen as soon as Healy stops. So tonight we are looking at our goals and achievements. So Healy is a beautiful tool to support you in healing your body, your personal growth, your emotional blockages, your mental patterns, so many things on a quantum level, right? But because we are working on a quantum field, there is literally, well, with intention, almost no limitations. So you can actually play with Healy as much as you want and practice with it as much as you want and see the results and in your real life. There is no right or wrong way to do Healy. But with pink programs, yes, there's protocols, there's a better way to do things so you can get a faster result. But when it comes to frequency on a resonance level, on a quantum level, it's literally a playground. So tonight, I really wanted to show you, because we've done setting intentions last year, and we know that setting an intention in the quantum field is a crucial thing. It's the most important thing that you will work with when you're working with Healy. So, but I've noticed a lot of people setting intentions and they don't know how to actually achieve them. So tonight we're going to look at, we've looked at the energetic part, we've looked at playing in the energy, envisioning, we've looked at the why. But today I actually wanted to look at the practical way. When we were talking about the vision is in the energy, we play here, we actually create everything in energy first. But then we actually, if you want to manifest anything in this 3D world, we need to actually act. So we need to make actions and actionable plan in order to achieve certain things. So goals are exactly that. So let's look at, I'm just going to share, and I wanted to actually show you how I use Healy. So this is not the only way, by all means, but it is a way that I use Healy to achieve my goals. Yeah, so if this helps you in any way, please welcome to use it, try it. Let me know how you actually find it. If you get any results by yourself, if you're struggling, please ask questions. You can do that in the group. But I wanted to, let me see. Okay. Ugh. I knew that this will happen. Okay, let me just reorganize my Zoom because my Zoom is not cooperating. I really like that. It always happens at once. Okay, so what I was saying, goals. Yes, so when we look at goals, we tend to think, we need to create visions with Healy. We, anything on a quantum field, we need to do it there, and Healy can't help us on a physical level. So I use Healy on all levels. So I use it on a physical level, on a health perspective, meaning supporting my health and creating an environment in my body to actually have more energy, whatever that your focus is. I also use it for emotions. I also use it for personal growth, meaning shifting and changing my mental patterns. And I use it to envision and create my vision and expand my field to have more information. But when I do expand my field, I like to pull the energy down to the physical level. And I tend to use Healy when I when I focus on things that I want to achieve. So let's look at some more practical things that you can do, and let's look at goals and achievement. So this goals and achievement can be, anything. Yeah, so it can relate to any layer of your body. It can relate to any layer of or level of life. So it's not just business, so it's not just health. You can use this information and copy paste it on any level or any area in your life that you would like. Yeah, so I will share some basic things that you could use, how you can approach things. You might have heard of a lot of things already, but I'm just sharing what I'm doing, so it can help you in any way. So first of all, to get all this sorted, we know we have a disclaimer. So Healy, make Healy, all the devices of Healy World corporate are not medical, not meant for medical applications. Yeah, so they're not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, prevent any disease or medical conditions. Yeah, so we can't answer any medical questions because we are not doctors. Make sure you read manuals, make sure you have them in your apps, make sure that you actually inform yourself of what you're doing, so you take personal responsibility. Yeah, because that you are working with your body and you need to have personal responsibility for that. Okay, I would like to know, how do you set your goals? If you do set your goals, how do you approach it? Pop that in the chat. I would really like to know, how do you do that? Yeah, it can be goals, on a health level. It can be goals in relationships. It can be goals in life. It can be goals in business. It can be goals, what else? Career, business with similar time. So it can be so many different things. But I would really like to know what you do. Do you just say, I want that, and you write it down on a list and then you just kind of do something with it? Or do you actually create action plans in order to have specific elements and items of how you approach it? Do you actually use Healy already when you are setting your goals? I would love to know if anybody's actually creating something and playing with it as well. So I make daily lists, have not been able to set goals beyond a day. Oh, okay. It overwhelms me. Interesting. Okay. I write it down every day and take actions to achieve my goals. Okay. I haven't used Healy yet to achieve my goals yet. Perfect. Okay. I just make the Aura says goal. What are Aura says goal? I have no idea what that means. I'm sorry. Okay. Process. Okay, cool. I do a list of activity and tick mark it, even small actions. Okay. I think about the positive aspects of my goal, think about the future and how I would feel if I achieve it. Okay, use the smart set perfect style sometimes. Okay, I have used Healy for my goals and achieved it too. Perfect. I use Coach Pro. Perfect. Okay, so majority of you are using to-do lists and what we call tasks. Yeah, so the tasks are called objectives. So you're literally just planning one day ahead. You're not actually creating a bigger picture and then creating goals out of that bigger picture. So I want to show you how I create things, and I have created many things in my life with this approach. When Healy actually when it came into my life, I started playing with it and started using it in my way. So I would like to give you an insight or an inspiration if you would like to use that in your life as well. And I would love to see, if that makes a difference for you. Okay, so let's look at what goals are, what achievement is. So as you know, I put definitions so we can actually work with something. So a definition of a goal is literally the object toward which an effort, sure, my Canva literally erased everything. Okay, the object toward which an effort is dedicated. Yeah, so we are literally putting an effort, energy. Yeah, so our focus of energy goes into something. Yeah, that we want to achieve in the future. Yeah, that's not achieved now. We don't have it now. So we put energy into it. Yeah. A goal is an idea of the future or desired result that a person or a group of people envision, plan, and commit to achieve. So we are striving to focus on something, and we are making action towards that focus at the end, yeah, the goal. I don't know if you know, but according to a study, only 8% of people get to achieve their goals. Isn't that sad? That is really sad. So 8% of people, what about the rest of 92%? Yeah. So that actually got me thinking when I was doing the slides. And I was thinking, no wonder we have so many, so much depression and anxiety and frustration in life, because we don't have nothing to strive or nothing to look forward to. And when we do look forward to, we don't know how to actually achieve that. And it does not give us fulfillment. I do want to say something, that there was another study done that actually showed that just achieving goals does not bring you happiness. Yeah. So make sure that the goals that you are achieving are related to your vision and not just the dreams that you're after. Yeah. So we're going to look at that a bit in depth, because some people think goals are, they have a different perception of goals. So we need to kind of clarify what goals really are. So we have, a reasonable expectation of when we are trying to achieve something or when we are going for something. So we are, not so disappointed, and we have more motivation. So the way I see goals is, goals create a roadmap for your life and a focus towards your vision. So the way I see it is, we have, the dream, which is something that it's a huge, big bubble. Yeah. And when we look at on a physical level, we are only a fraction of who we really are in our essence. So the dream is our essence. Yeah. Who we truly are in full potential. The vision is one part of that essence. Yeah. One part of that dream. And the goals are the list or the group, um, directions and focused energy towards that vision. Yeah. And under the goals, we have the tasks and actions in order to achieve those specific goals. So when we say achievement, yeah, some people think achievement is the same as success. I don't define it the same, because success can be completely different than just achieving the goal. Yeah. So goal can be, I don't know, earning $5,000 per month. I'm just here, playing around. But that doesn't mean that that is success. Yeah. It means we achieve that goal, but it does not mean that we actually accomplish success within our body. So we don't feel successful. We don't feel fulfilled, or we don't feel, oh, that's the word. We don't feel expensive. So when we actually feel successful, and success is not always money. Yeah. So for me, success is completely different than majority of people. For me, success is health and connections, deep connections, and having family and people around that I can trust and be myself with. I can, expand myself in all areas and be accepted for who I am. That is success in life. To be honest, and to stand by my values. That is success in my life. I also have, goals and definition of success in my business, but it has nothing to do with money. Yeah. So for me, success in the business is time freedom, and money is needed for time freedom, but it has no numbers on it. So we need to understand the way we define success will define the goals, and the way we feel about achieving those goals will bring us a different perspective in life. So the definition of achievement is literally the act of achieving or performing. Listen to this one. And obtaining by exertion, successful performance, and accomplishment. So the outcome of goal strategy. So achievement is when we actually follow the goal plan. So the roadmap of the goals, yeah, the roadmap for life with specific goals. We achieve that, but we need to put in effort. We need to actually perform. So we need to have skills, and then we accomplish certain things. So this is a different perspective than other people. Majority of people see goals is what I want, and then I achieve it. It's not in reality when we look at it on a physical level, when we actually need to put some effort in to achieve certain things that will give us a different outcome. So the way I see goals is, as I said, in order to achieve our vision, we need action through our goals. So goals are literally small actions or larger small actions, depending on what you want to, which type of goal you are choosing, in order to get to our vision, to what we want to do and how we see ourselves in the future. In order to actually achieve goals, we need alignment, we need trust, we need focus, and we need action. So all of those things need to be present in order to actually achieve something and move forward and move the energy towards your vision to where you want to go. And this could be in any area of your life. Yeah. So now let's look at what goals are and what they're not. So we can get more clarity around that. So then we can make some actionable steps toward what we want to create. Because if we're doing steps only on a daily basis, what we are doing, we are living day to day. We are not actually, we don't have a focus of where we are going, right? So if you haven't done the vision, you can go back into the training. We've done the intention training, we've done the why training, we've done the envisioning, so looking at the vision. So all of those trainings you can go through, and those can help you get into this space when you come and start setting your literally actionable goals to create your vision. So let's clarify what goals are and what they are not. So there are misconceptions that goals are dreams. So as I said, the dream is a bigger picture, but goals are action-based. So goals stretch us and help us to achieve results. So you're gonna be uncomfortable when you are actually achieving your goals. So don't expect that it's gonna be really feeling cool, yeah? Because if we are saying, for example, right, we can say, I wanna lose weight, yeah? The feeling of me losing weight and fitting in different clothes and feeling slim and beautiful and sexy and all of that, right, feels good in the body. But in order to actually get there, to lose weight, I need to exercise, I need to wake up early, I need to organize my time, I need to eat differently, and I need to be consistent. So that doesn't feel good. That's why majority of people don't lose weight, because it needs to be active. It needs to actually put some effort in, and it's going to feel uncomfortable. So you need to understand that whatever goals you're achieving towards your dream, towards your vision, and towards your dream, creating your dream, it's going to be uncomfortable because you need to change who you are now, become a different person, to come closer to who you are in your vision, because that's going to be a different frequency. So our dreams can only be actualized by setting realistic goals and working diligently to achieve them. So consistency, discipline, even in things are not going well, and you keep going because you know why that's important, those are your goals. Dream is the outcome that you're building. The goals are the actions that you take. Goals are also not your vision. As we said, the vision is your picture of who you are in the future, your future self, your future lifestyle. But the goals actually help you to understand and quantify the steps you will have to take in order to actualize your vision. So if you have a vision and you do the envisioning exercise that we've done, you can actually pull out specific things that you need to create out of that vision. And you can create those into goals. And out of that goals, you can actually plan them properly so you can make small actions, small steps to actualize those goals. Goals are also not expectations. We put a lot of really high expectations on ourselves and we think those are our goals. And then when we don't achieve them, we give up because our expectations from the start were too high. So goals are not expectations. On the other hand, goals demand more focus. So this is what we are talking about on quantum field. Goals actually help us narrow the energy. It's the laser focus that pulls the energy towards the direction of your vision is with your goals. So goals actually set the pathway towards your vision. So you can keep the focus towards where you're going. And also they demand clarity. When we set goals, we clarify our intentions. So when we clarify our intentions, we know from the trainings before what happens. We actually speed up the process. We tap exactly into things that we want on a quantum field, and we literally electrify the field and add the emotion. You magnetize the field and things come back to you. So goals are actually your laser focus towards your vision, but you need to add action. Yeah. Whereas expectations are often not realistic. So for example, I can give you an example. When we have Olympic Games, yeah, so sportsmen, yeah, they actually go to the games, and if you talk to them, everybody will say they all expect to win whatever sport they're doing, right? But how many can actually win? So the expectation of winning is a completely different thing than achieving a goal of winning. So we need to understand that we can expect to have, to achieve goals in unrealistic time, the things will happen the way we want them to. Those are expectations. Goals are the things that you work every single day towards a certain focus. So you can actually get there no matter the time frame. Yeah? So we're going to look at how to define them, but just letting you know that that's different than expectations. Goals are also not desires. So desires are things that are good. They feel good in the body. Yeah. We love them when we have them. They fulfill our needs. They are the things that are the extraordinary. Yeah. Like we said, it feels good to feel that you lost weight, but to do the exercise, it's not comfortable. Yeah. But goals are the specific actions we set to accomplish in order to satisfy our desires. So it might not feel comfortable when we're doing it, but when we actually get there, we feel really good and we don't want to go back. So, and the work that we've been putting in, it's actually worth it. As I said, they might feel good, but we need to put the energy in and go into the uncomfortable zone. They're also not objectives. Yeah. So the objectives, as I said, are the small day-to-day tasks that, or weekly tasks or monthly tasks that we are set in order to, they're like baby steps, step-by-step process to achieving one goal. And the vision is a list of goals. And there's different types of visions that actually build up the whole dream. So objectives is what you're working on day-to-day, weekly, monthly, yeah? The goal might be, 6 months, a year, 5 years. If you're building a big vision, it could be 10 years. Yeah. But the dream that you're dreaming can be multiple lifetimes. Yeah. It's not only one. So when we look at the goal in itself, it is a broad primary outcome. So if I have a vision of creating a life of freedom, I need to look at, what will give me freedom? Do I have health? Is that freedom? Do I have, whatever those areas are? And then out of those areas, I create goals. So that is a broad primary outcome. So then I go, how do I achieve the money to actually give me freedom? How do I achieve the health to give me freedom? So then that is the goal. And I go, okay, then I need to create a strategy for that. So strategy is approach you take to achieve a goal. So how do I string little small goals, which we call objectives, into a strategy to literally create a pathway of a laser focus energy in order to achieve a goal. And when we string those objectives, little small tasks, we know that an objective is a measurable step you take to achieve a strategy. So those little tasks can be measured. So you can say, did I achieve that today? Did that get me closer? Am I closer to where I want to be? So we can actually measure it. We can actually time it. We can actually set, specific requests and, expectations to it. So those objectives create and build your goals. And the more you understand the pathway, the more you can laser focus your energy, and the more you have clarity, the easier it is to use Healy in order to speed up the process. Because you are becoming now a different person, so you need to create step-by-step actions in order to come to that point. So a tactic is a tool you use in pursuing an objective associated with a strategy. So Healy is a tactic. So tactical tool in order for you to achieve this faster, and how you can shift things to become a different person, how you can achieve your objectives daily or weekly or monthly in order to achieve the goal that you're after. So Healy can work as a tactic. There's also different things that you can use as a tactic. Yeah. So resources, exercises, courses, learning, all of that can be tactics. Yes. To achieve a certain goal. So now that we have more clarity, let's look at how we actually set the goals. So the most popular way of setting goals, it's called SMART goals. Yeah. I like to say they are smarter goals, and I'll show you why. So a lot of people get lost in the SMART abbreviation and how to actually set the goal. It's, too complicated, but it's actually not. It's really simple. And I do it every day. I use an app for that. And I actually plan my goals, a month ahead of time, a quarter at a time. And then I tweak them. Yeah. The most important thing is to be adaptable with your goals, because life happens. We don't know what else we need to actually accomplish certain things. So be adaptable and flexible. So let's look at smarter goals. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So smarter, I like to add the ER, is adding the why. So we've done the why training, so you can actually use the Healy for your why, and you can use the specific programs to actually define your why and actually use, and please dedicate some time to it. But the way I do it, I know my why quite well. So when I actually plan ahead, I use the shorter version. So I determine my goals to be really clear of why a specific goal is so important. So with the extra, yeah, dig into the core reason why you want this goal. I want to earn instead of $2,000 a week, I want to earn $5,000 a week. Instead of, feeling crappy, I want to feel full of energy. Yeah. Or instead of, having this much weight, I want to have this much weight. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah. But why? Why is that so important? So the fastest way I like to get there is by using the 5 whys framework. If you haven't heard of it, I can explain to you. I can give you an example in the group if you want to, and you can follow that. Otherwise, you can Google it as well. So the 5 whys is literally looking at, okay, I want to earn this much. I'm earning this much now, and I want to earn $5,000. Oh, okay. So the first why is why do I want to earn this much money? Yeah. Because I want to provide for my family. Okay. So why is that important? Because so why is that important? Yeah. Because I feel responsible for that and I love them. Okay. So why are you feeling responsible and you love them? Why is that so important? Because I want to spend more time with them, or I want to provide them with certain things that they would love. Okay, so why do you want to spend more time with them? Why do you want to provide them with more things? Because they mean a lot to me, because I love them from the bottom of my heart and I want to spend the most time with them, and the connection with them means a lot to me. Okay, so why does connection mean a lot, and why do you want to spend more time? Because I want to live my life in freedom and I want to live my life in connection with my family, because that is the most important thing in my life. So you see how I went from earning the money to actually a core value. So every single goal that is completely aligned with you, that you pull out of your vision, will give you, through the 5 whys, you will come to your core value. So if it's not your core value, it's not aligned with you. you're going to have a really you will need to put a lot of energy in order to create anything out of it. So it needs to align completely with yourself. So what we said, alignment is important. Yeah. So I ask this before I set anything in the goals. I always ask my whys when I write down the broader goals. And then when I know it is aligned with me, then I set specific ones. Yeah. So we go into specific. So goal needs to be specific. So focus on one area with a clear outcome. As I said, you have a vision, define that vision with different areas. And out of that area, create a goal. And focus on one area first. You can create specific goals if you want to create, put in a week of work and time, create goals, but focus first on one area. You need to define who, what, where, how, and when. So for example, who? I want to earn what? Earn money, yeah? Where? In my business or in my career or job, yeah? I want to earn it by, getting more clients in my business, or I want to get a promotion in the next 6 months in my, career. When? 6 months, yeah? In 6 months. So you define specifically what you actually want by who is going to do it, what is that you're after, where this is going to happen, from what source, how you're going to approach this. It might change, but this is what you would like to go with, and when you think this is going to happen. So you define all of these in the goal. When you actually understand why you're doing it, you define it so you understand the steps that you're taking. Out of that, you need to have a measurable goal. So you need to measure this goal to actually get there, right? Because otherwise you can get lost in between. So you need to check in with yourself weekly or monthly or, quarterly, whatever you feel like doing. You define how that works. And you're probably going to explore in things, sometimes will be okay, sometimes they won't work. So you're going to tweak them. Be flexible. Quantify or have a progress indicator. So you need to understand, for example, if you want to do something in the next year, yeah, you need to set yourself some progress indicator. In 3 months, I want to achieve this. In 6 months, I want to achieve this. In 9 months, I want to achieve this. In a year, I'm going to get to my goal. So you break it down in small parts to actually measure how you can achieve the big goal to get there. And if after 3 months you check in and you're not actually where you want to be, you need to evaluate, reflect, and see how you can shift things to make it better, to create a new strategy to actually get you to the goal. You need to also define when will you know you have achieved your goal. So you can actually compare it with your progress. So if you don't have a clarity around what it means, how it feels to achieve a specific goal, you will never know what that you achieved it. So you will never be able to put it into small goals to actually track the progress. So it's really important to make practical actions, practical measurements in order for you to check in and follow up with yourself. Then also the goal that you set needs to be achievable, not high expectations, not dreaming that this is going to happen in 3 months if you actually need 3 years for it. Yeah. So achievable means that you actually know and have what you need to make it happen. So do you have resources right now to actually achieve that goal? Do you have the knowledge that actually you are capable of achieving that goal? Do you have people around you that can support you so you can achieve that goal? So think about, do you have the resources and everything you need to make that goal happen? Because if you don't, you will need to adjust your timeline. So always be flexible, because when we are starting to plan certain things, we are coming from this point, not from the goal point. So when we are coming from this point, we don't see what actually happens in between. So we are actually learning on the way that, oh, something pops up and it goes, oh, maybe I need to learn about this. I didn't even expect that. Okay, I need to actually adjust my timeline. because now I understand that I need to actually learn this first before I actually achieve my goal. So make sure that you're okay if that actually extends your timeline, and if you're not going to get there in, the time frame that you thought. And it's okay. As long as you're moving, as long as you're pulling through, you are okay. And while we're talking about that, before I go to the realistic, it's really important to understand majority of people actually only set outcome goals instead of process goals. So outcome goals are, I want to earn $5,000, or I want to lose this much weight, blah, 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 in, 6 months. And, after 6 months, they, instead of losing 10 kilos, they lose 6 kilos. Yeah. And they are disappointed because they only see the goal of 10 kilos. So they see that as a failure. But if you are actually setting process goals, it's based on objectives. So meaning your progress of your activity, your activities that actually lead to a greater outcome, no matter the timeline. So after 6 months, you've lost 6 kilos, you wanted to lose 10, but you've learned how to actually lose 6 kilos. You've learned the skills, and you've changed the diet, you've shifted things in your life, and you've lost 6 kilos. So if you're looking at it from a perspective of, okay, I've actually learned certain things and I've moved it. I'm not there yet, but I actually am moving. So if I keep going, I will eventually come to my goal. So this actually keeps us more motivated to achieve our goals instead of being disappointed and give up if we don't get the result that we want. So when we are doing that and setting the smarter goals, please make sure that you are tracking your activities instead of the goal itself. Yeah, because you're learning along the way. So you have more compassion and kindness for yourself. And why is that important? Because if we are actually in a state of curiosity and in a state of motivation, in a way of inspiration, instead of motivated just by the goal and the results, we are shifting our frequency. So if we don't get to the result, yeah, we can drop in our frequency into fear, shame, guilt, yeah, and it contracts us. So before we actually build up to the neutral, we will need time and space and energy in order to come back to this. But if we are looking at our progress, and we are looking at it from perspective of, oh, I'm moving. Oh, wow, I've learned this. Okay, these are the objectives that I've achieved. I'm not there yet, but that's okay. I'm moving. So even if I'm not there yet, in the frequency space, I'm not dropping my frequency. I'm actually staying neutral or above the neutral. So then I have expansion. So new opportunities, new information, new knowledge can come in, and it's a faster shift towards the goal, and in timelines as well, in order to achieve what we want. Yeah, so working with frequency is not only working on a physical level, this is how it goes. We need to be aware of our patterns and our behaviors and approaches, because that actually helps us move closer to where we want to be. Again, so we have achievable goals, and then we move to realistic. So the same goal needs to be realistic, no high expectations. So something that's possible to achieve given your resources. So if you want to have, a yacht, and you're currently working 9-to-5 job, and it's not really realistic to get, $1 million for a loan to get a yacht, and you don't have an income to cover that, you will need to be okay with buying a little small boat. Yeah, so it's building up towards the yacht. Yeah, so expanding yourself, shifting your frequency in order to get closer to where you want to be. And that's okay, you're still moving. So having realistic goals is really important, because otherwise you're going to be disappointed and your frequency drops. Lower your expectations and lessen the pressure, because if you lessen the pressure, you're not going to contract as much, because you're not going to be under stress. And if you're not under stress, you expand, you have more opportunity, more people come into your life, and the frequency changes and the environment changes around you faster than you want to or feel like you need to. Time bound. The goal needs to be time bound. You need to decide and target the date and time frame to achieve the results. So if you're achieving, I don't know, a certain amount of money, or you want to achieve certain things in a relationship, or you want to lose weight, whatever it is, yeah? I'm just giving you examples, right? If you don't set yourself a time frame and a date towards where you are building, but you can't actually measure it. And even if you don't achieve that goal by that date, it's okay. Yeah, even if you go another 6 months, it's okay. But at least you have measurable results and you can adjust as needed if you do need it. And if something comes in between, you can always be flexible. So, but don't be disappointed if it's not in that time frame that you want. You are always moving forward. Focus on where you have been and what you've achieved and how you're moving forward. And if you're getting closer and closer to your vision, great, tick, everything done. Because we don't know, we don't see the entire picture of our life frame. We don't know how things are set for us. Yeah. Smarter goals, this is how I use them, and I use Healy to actually activate certain things. So this is the foundation so you can work with. Yeah, you can use, as I said, previous trainings to add on to this. But the most important things when we are using Healy are clarity, yeah, focus, action, and alignment. So let's look at how this is how I use it. So I'll show you how I do this. So there are three things, as I said: vision to goals. So having an envisioning practice, having a vision, pulling the goals out of that. In that stage, these are the programs that I use, and this is how I approach things. So this is the stage where making a big picture happen. Yeah, so putting a roadmap into place. This is where alignment is crucial because we are pulling information out of the energetic field, out of the quantum field into the physical. Yeah, they're not manifested yet, but we are literally reading the information out of the quantum field. So we've done this, so we've done the coaching module. You put in the intention, you have a clear intention, you work on the intention, and you scan your coaching model and see what comes up. So you can vibrate that for a month if you want to. You can give yourself a week here if you want to, and vibrate the coaching scan every single day if you want to, while you are working on the goals and writing them down. These are the programs that I use during that stage when I actually write the goals. So I activate my cells, I activate my field, so I'm more aligned and more open in order to really feel the goals that are aligning with me so I can create a foundation. So I like to use, and you've heard me say this many times, activation in the job list of programs is my favorite when I'm doing this. Coherence in the bioenergetic support, inner unity, so it helps me balance. And I really put this out to you. Do not write things down just because of writing. Yeah, writing things down that you want are not goals. Yeah, because you're not putting any energy into them. So when we're working with the quantum field and bringing things out of the energy into the physical, we really need to focus on our alignment. So inner unity in mental balance, I think it is a beautiful program to align the physical part of yourself. Activation activates your energetic field, coherence align your brain and your heart. If you are wanting to work, doing the envisioning practice that I've shared with you, the meditation, I like to use, so I normally on the day that I do envisioning, I do coherence in the morning, and during the envisioning practice, I run my crown chakra, and after the envisioning practice, I run my heart chakra. And then I actually just write the goals down. And then the next day, I run my activation, and then after that, I run my inner unity. And I actually go into meditation, and I literally ask myself, the 5 whys. Why do I need the goal? So I get more clarity around it. So I really dedicate time to my goals. So then the next day I go and check again so I can double check. So I give myself a week to actually explore. So I don't rush anything, because if I don't have a good foundation, nothing else will grow on it. Yeah. Lately, if I'm honest, the new program Cosmic Growth, whoever is actually testing it. So there's been an email sent out for the testing phase for the Cosmic Growth from Marcus Mike. I've been loving it, honestly. I just ran it before, but I've been really loving it. For me, it feels like an expansion, and it really taps into this beautiful energy of expansion, and aligns at the same time. It's been a really interesting experience. So this is my first week. I will let you know when I finish. I gave myself 4 weeks to explore. But yeah, I would definitely run Cosmic Growth in this stage. So the next stage I go into is the smarter goals. So really setting the specific, smart goals. This is the stage of keeping yourself accountable. Yeah, this is the focus phase. So when you are literally setting your goals and then small objectives, yeah, you're writing everything down. So you understand how to approach a certain goal. You write down, the monthly tasks, the weekly tasks, the daily tasks. Yeah. If you can just I don't do that specific. I literally do monthly tasks and weekly tasks, and then out of the weeklies, I literally just every day go in and do things. Yeah, and then I tick them because I know I have 3 things a week and I need to finish those. So I can be flexible. So during that stage, again, you can use the coaching module, and we've done the intention. The only thing here is I actually change the intention. So I write things down. So when I'm writing things down, I'm using the intention of my vision. When I'm focusing on my goal, I actually scan the intention of that first goal that I'm focusing on, the one area. Yeah. So I write the intention for that goal and I pop it into coaching, scan it, and I vibrate that. I also at the same time scan my aura. So I can see what the emotional patterns are and what the mental patterns are. And I run those for 4 weeks. Yeah. When I actually focus on one area of my goal or my vision. Yeah. For the goals. You can also use when you're writing things down and you're in that stage, it doesn't matter how long it takes you. Yeah. It's not going to be one day, just letting you know. If you do it properly, it's going to take you a while. So I use concentration systematic there, concentration acute, classic energetic is the power of 3. Activation program again, nerve harmony, cell harmony. These are in bioenergetic vitalization. So I use these programs to focus. Yeah. If you feel like you're a bit out of balance, you can use emotional well-being, or even the grounding program, which is the free flow. Yeah. So this is the focus stage. So I want to show you now, this is something different that I do in the 3rd stage, which is making things happen, which is your action. So in this area, I use coaching model a bit differently. I run aura again. So if I'm focusing on certain objectives during the week, I would run that aura specifically. Yeah. And then I wouldn't run the goal, the goals aura, I would run once a week. But then I would focus on the objectives and I would do that daily, just for 37 seconds or a minute and 20. And I would focus that so I can just push the energy through the field. Yeah. But I will share a screen as soon as I tell you the programs that I use in here. I will share a screen, show you in the coaching what I actually do in this stage. So you can add on Schussler Bach flowers, Australian bush flowers. These are all emotional resonances. Yeah, so you can see what emotions are coming up for you. So you can shift the fears, you can shift the resistance. So you can move through the task and through the objectives. So you can start ticking things off and getting closer to your goal. Yeah, to achievement of your goal. So with the pink app, I like to use things throughout the week when I'm working, literally in my work day. In the hours of working, I use, for example, positive thoughts, because if I have doubts coming in and I'm overcoming fears, positive thoughts or joy of life are my favorite programs. Mental balance programs are, of course, inner unity, emotional well-being. What else is there? All the mental programs. They're beautiful. So you can actually test them out, see what works on your body. That's what I do. Being in the being program in Gold Cycle is really nice too. Psyche and digital nutrition It's really good for activating the nutrients for your brain and your body, so the nervous system and your cells, so you can actually perform better. Joy of Life is my favorite program in digital nutrition. Then balanced sleep. So if you are working on something, you need to start integrating things. So if you're not integrating, you're keeping your old energy in the field. So you need to actually sleep well. So either balanced sleep, or I use the local stimulation. That's my favorite, number 6, which is insomnia, to integrate things during my sleep. So I can actually move forward and open the doors and open the portals for the new energy to come in. I run prosperity programs during my week of work. So you have prosperity programs on your Mac Healy. I have the prosperity program on my expert program on my Healy as well. So I use that twice a week, 3 times a week. And then soul cycles. I love to do soul cycles during the morning on my coil. I go for a walk. I literally do acceptance. I do self-esteem, aura pure, energy reserve. Those are my favorite programs that I use. They really focus me and really clear my mind, so I can actually bring new ideas in, so I can focus on the objective and actually get them done. And I have less doubts coming in order to go and move through them. So if you are lacking energy and you feel like your cells and your body and your field is not there yet to actually persevere and be consistent, fitness programs like stamina and strength are my favorite. So when I feel like I'm kind of stuck during the week, I feel like things are not moving, I tend to go for a walk, put my stamina or strength on, and it actually builds up my cells and it clears the mind, so I can actually bring the energy into the space where I'm working. And also remember, the space you are working in, make it clean and clear, yeah, so the energy is not stagnant. So you can actually move the energy through the space you are in, because the space around you is a reflection of who you are within yourself. So now I want to show you, because we only have 5 minutes. There's a big one. Okay, let me just stop sharing before we go to questions. I'm going to share my phone. Let me just get my phone. Oh, I need to get out here. So the way I do the 3rd stage, so I ask questions in the 3rd stage. So I use my coaching module a bit differently. So this is me, but I'm just going to show you. So I go into the new coaching analysis, and this is what I normally put in. So I'm just going to show you. So I actually write what are points of resistance in embodying my goal of living in full abundance. I've just created this, yeah? So it's a neutral one, but you can put anything. But what I do is ask, what are points of resistance in embodying or in integrating, yeah? So we want to look at what are in the field, what is actually resisting and literally preventing me or my field, or where I'm preventing myself for the energy to flow through. Yeah, so you can use any questions. You can ask questions to Healy. You can try a different way. So the more creative you are, the more you practice, the more you explore, the easier it is. Yeah. So I've created this before. So I'm just going to do an analysis. I don't know what's going to come up. So I'm just going to start. Oh, I need to connect it. So I'm going to show you. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to show you what comes up. And it's not going to be completely accurate because I'm not aligned right now for my own scan. And when I do align, it's different. Yeah. So the fields are coming out different. Yeah. So it's coming up. You see how, like, my coaching program was different than this. When I ask the question is different when I actually put an intention in. So you can practice for yourself and you can see the difference. Yeah. So I can see, where currently, which is quite accurate, if I'm honest, the family relationships came the lowest. And this is true because currently I'm having a challenge with my mom, and that's okay. We had a conflict and it's okay. It's coming up in the field. Yeah. So I know that I need to resolve this because I haven't resolved it yet. Yeah. It's been sitting there for over a week and it's still in my field because it's not resolved. So what's not resolved is actually sitting in the field and it's draining my energy and the focus is elsewhere. Yeah. So it's actually showing me I need closure. So if I want to, I can actually go continue and do the analysis, deeper and see what comes up. I'm not going to go in there. You can do that yourself. But this is what I actually do in the third stage when I have objectives. So I normally do that through the week. So when I'm really wanting to achieve certain things throughout the week, I actually ask and I put in, specific goal that I want to achieve that week. So what is the resistance points or whatever in that goal? So it's the objectives that I'm working with weekly, and then I would vibrate this for about a minute 20, 6 minutes a day for that week that I'm literally working on. So I'm detailing things. I'm just going to stop sharing because you don't need that anymore. So I'm detailing things with my business, with my goals. You can do that even if you have like health goals or things that you want to achieve in your body, your relationships and things like that. And remember, relationship with anyone else starts with yourself. So if you start working on yourself, whatever you want to have in your relationship, you need to actually have with yourself first. So you can actually start working through the coaching program on yourself. So this is a big one. I gave you a lot of information tonight. So let me know if there's any questions. You can raise your hand up if you want to. I'm just going to scroll through if there's anything else that came up. But if you have any questions, just raise your hand. Otherwise, I'm just going to quickly scroll through the chat if there anything come up. Perfect. Yes. So manifestations in real world are literally just what you already have. Yeah. So what you already have is just unveiling into this physical world. I have multiple goals that cover different areas in my life. Perfect. Not sure how to use helium parallel. Perfect. The same thing. So any goals you have, focus on one goal at a time and start seeing the results. And then you can start combining when you actually have more routines. Goals are specific action objectives to achieve this. Yeah. Okay. What's the app, Petra? What app? Deb, what app? What? I'm sorry. I have no idea what app was I talking about. It's really cool concept, process, goal like that. Is nutrition coach with clients. Yes. So for me, I never learned how to actually create proper goals. Yeah, because nobody actually told me. So I needed to do my own research and I needed to actually experiment on myself. For me, now this gets me a lot of clarity and it actually speeds up the process of me getting somewhere. So I do a lot of work at the beginning, so I have everything prepared. But then when I actually do the work, I gain momentum faster. So when you gain momentum, you're in the quantum field. So that's literally just you riding the wave. So have in mind that there's nothing wrong in preparing, because when you do prepare, you have the foundation done, you ride the wave and things get faster. You're literally using the quantum field for yourself. Perfect. Was envisioning. So the envisioning process. I've done the meditation in the training, so you can look at the training. Go back. It was last year. I think we did October, September, October. I think it's creating your vision or something. Look at that one, and there's a meditation in there that I've done for everyone. Yeah, cosmic growth. I'm in love with it, honestly. Info, please, could we clear list of which programs you follow? I'll do a screenshot of the slide for the programs and I'll pop it into the group so you can have that. Do we have anything similar for Meg Healy? Meg Healy, you can run it, like do this with Healy and then run Meg Healy. You have prosperity programs in there. You have atmosphere programs in there that you can support your environment, which is great. So you need to understand, we're going to have Meg Healy training coming. Yeah, it's planned. But there's so many things in between that I need to kind of combine with corporate as well, not just the trainings that I want to do. But Meg Healy is amazing because it clears out the space you are in. So it prepares the space for your growth. It's like, imagine you are a plant. Yeah. So Meg Healy creates the quality of the soil, the quality of the space you are in. Healy creates the quality of your own energy. So imagine that if you clear out the space, you prepare the soil that you're blooming in, if you support yourself and water yourself, you're going to bloom. So Meg Healy has beautiful supporting programs. So Meg Healy, this last year, end of year, when they came out with the Meridian programs, was the first time that Meg Healy was able to scan. So now that we have scanning option on the Meg Healy, probably there'll be new programs coming in, but I have no idea what those will be. But you can use Meg Healy for the space, so you can prepare that for yourself, the space for yourself, and then work on yourself in between, because that will actually help you grow. How long should we run the coach program on other web? As I said, we have the coaching module, so you can look at the coaching session, what those numbers are. I gave you extra tips on how to use the coaching program specifically, asking questions. And I would normally run the, when I do the specific questions of the resistance, I would normally run it for 37 seconds, maybe 3 times a day for a week. Or until I actually achieve that goal, and then I would move on to another one. You can also do 1 minute and 20, maybe twice a day, or I do just up to 6 minutes, depending on how I feel my energy is blocked. Yeah, if it's quite blocked and I feel like resistance and procrastination, then I would run it longer. Yeah, but I normally don't do more than 6 minutes, but that's me. So please don't take this as the only thing. As I said, you need to kind of start stretching your brain in, this is an option, but experiment on yourself. See how it feels. Check in with yourself. Double check how, what the results are for you, what feels better. So I can't tell you what's going to work for you. These are the recommendations. Yeah. So if it's chronic, I think it is the 37 seconds 8 times a day. If it's acute, I think it's 1 minute and 24 times a day. But that's just a recommendation. Yeah, I use it my own way, the way my body feels, but you need to find your way. Similar to prosperity, also there in Healy. So no, Healy, for the prosperity, you can use activation in a unity to actually have coherence, to have alignment. But prosperity, there's only a prosperity program on Meg Healy Professional. I have the expert program on my Healy. It's almost an hour and a half long. But you can buy it. Yeah, you can buy it from time waiver practitioners. We have one beautiful time waiver practitioner in our Facebook group as well. She is actually going to start doing some sessions in the group, so we'll see how that goes. So if you're interested, you are more than welcome to join in our Facebook group. Brilliant, love it all. This is so what I needed. You're more than welcome, Deb. Thank you so much, brilliant, and to the point. You're welcome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. If there's anything you want or any trainings that you're missing, please let me know, because I have so much content and then I have to put it in. It's something that I would love to give you, something that you need. You mentioned you use an app to test goals. Oh, to set goals. Yes. So it's called, let me see. What is it called? I always forget. Ike. It's called Ike. It looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. Here. So go away. Seriously. So many messages. So it looks like this. Yeah. So it's an Eisenhower square. So it literally tells you daily focus, weekly goals, fit in plans. So it literally gives you priorities. Yeah. So I actually set my targets for the week and for the day. And it reminds me, I can postpone it. You can actually have, how you call it, repeating options, yes, for daily things that you do. So, and you can move things around, which is quite good for me to be flexible. And then I have a project management for my team. I have a project management app that is available online, which is literally for the long-term goals and projects, because there's many people involved. You're welcome, Megan. I'm glad you guys are liking it. I've actually learned just recently that, the way I think and the way I approach things, it's not normal. something that majority of people don't do. So and I'm learning all the time that, you know, even my friends, closest friends around me, they go like, I don't know what you're talking about. So it's an interesting exploration for me. Do you use mainly call or wristbands? Both. So depending on what program I'm running. If I'm honest, I use during my work at the computer, I normally use wristbands. In the morning when I go for a walk, I tend to do coil because cables annoy me when I'm sweaty and sticky, if I'm honest. But I choose programs like Soul Cycle in the morning, or I choose programs like Unity, I tend to run on coil. But when I actually started on cables. Now that I've actually built up the acceptance, build up the self-esteem, build up the alignment, I find the coil much better because now I feel like the energy is kind of expanded into the field. Before I didn't have a lot of energy in my cells, so I actually tended to use bracelets more often than the coil. But now that I've been using Healy for like almost 4 years regularly, I find that like deep cycle I still do on my bracelets. I love like the bioenergetic support programs, the bioenergetic defense programs, soul cycle. I tend to do on coil. I tend to listen to my body, but that's me. So please don't, try it for yourself and then you'll see what works. You're more than welcome. Would you have any suggestions how to support healing of the eyesight? Goal setting. No. So, okay, anything physical, you can. So what, if I'm honest, I can't answer medical questions, right? And if there's anything specific, I would invite you to join the Q&A session in our Facebook group. It's every first Wednesday. We're going to have the first one in April. It's going to be the first Wednesday of the month. And I can't answer, like for compliance, I can't answer medical questions, and Healy does not cure, treat. But in order to actually balance your body, right? Because we need to create, any healing happens when we create an environment within our body. So eyesight is always connected to your liver. Yeah, eyes are connected to your liver. So I would actually scan on a blue app, I would scan meridians. I would scan all Healy programs. I would scan aura. You can set an intention with the coaching program, create a specific positive intention if you don't know how to go look at the training on intention, and you can run that the same thing and for a month, and then every month you do a new scan with the same intention. Yeah, but then you can actually support yourself with cables, yeah, if you can. If you haven't done the deep cycle protocol, I would encourage you to do the deep cycle protocol, and then you can actually just go into the Healy search app, so the Healy Advisor search, and just put in exactly what you wrote in there for the eyesight, yeah, and see the packages that come up in the Healy Advisor search. And then you can pop those programs into the IMF schedule and just run them for a month or two and see if there's any changes. And also you will need to clean up your environment. Yeah, so you need to kind of come to the root cause of what is actually happening there. Yeah, there's also natural things, herbs, oils, things that you can actually support yourself with on a physical level, because if that's happening, I would also encourage you, if you have a professional, bioenergetic vitalization is actually beautiful because it works on a DNA and RNA regeneration. So we're going to have a training on bioenergetic vitalization programs and protocol coming. Can renew Meg Healy subscription for atmosphere programs. If you are on a subscription, you can renew it. Yeah, so you can actually, if you have Meg Healy Classic and you want to have a subscription on Meg Healy, you can do that. You can just go into your back office and into the shop and just renew that. What is the name of your Facebook page? Okay. Still, I'm surprised. There's still people. Let me just share the link in here. So you can, oh, holy moly guacamole. Let's try this one. Okie dokie. I'm just gonna grab the link. It's Freedom with Frequency Quantum Community. I'm just gonna grab the link and I'm gonna share it in here. Everyone, here you go. That's the link. Goal setting app. Okay. Beautiful. I'm glad it was of value. Animal program, yes, that was in the plan, and I have a beautiful guest. I haven't connected properly with her yet, but she is amazing, and I'm looking forward to having her on the show, well, on the training. She works with animals, and she's amazing. So we're gonna have animal training for sure. The app. So the app is called Ike. This is how it's called. IKE. But if you just go and search Eisenhower squares, I think it is. Okay. Oh, cool, Deb. I'm glad it looks effortless, although we still need to put some effort in it. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are actually, please make sure, yeah, I would love you to watch the trainings, but I would love you to start implementing things. Yeah. So make sure that if you resonate with one of the trainings, go through that, but then implement it. Take your time and put your time and effort into it and start implementing things in your life, because then you're going to see the improvement, you're going to see the change, and then it's going to be easier for you to explore and experiment with other things as well. Yeah. Because knowledge is great, but knowledge without implementation is just knowledge, it's just information, there is no wisdom. Yeah. um can you please share the Facebook page? Yeah. Would you like to know about the Meridian program for Mag? It's on special. Yes. So if I'm honest, I can't give you the training on it, but the Mag Healy Meridian program is amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. So if you have the capacity to get it, I would truly encourage you to do that. Yeah. Because it actually scans all your meridians. It tells you, in short, which meridian is overactive, which was underactive. It then scans the top meridians, whatever you choose, and it goes through the entire meridian of the body, every single point of the meridian, and it actually gives you the report. Like, for example, aura scan or like coaching, it gives you the report of the patterns specifically on those points of what emotional patterns are, mental patterns that are actually influencing those points in your body, that are preventing the energy to flow. And then you can vibrate that back to your body. It's just mind blowing. This Mercury program for meridians is actually pulled out of the time waiver exactly. Yeah, so it's really phenomenal. So it's amazing. I really love it. Yeah, it's such a huge support. I agree. That makes so much sense. When can we have an animal program coming? Thank you, Petra, for the example. I'm glad you like it. What's the name of the goal setting? It's Ike. Thank you much. Can find the app. Might only be on. No, it's not on Apple. It's I have an Android. I might pop in the Facebook group. I'll give you the link on the I'll share it in the Facebook group. That's it. The beauty and planet. Your tips. Thanks. Perfect. You can find the app. Which was the way? Can you? I miss so much. Any record of the same will be provided. So recordings are always provided in a Facebook group through the email, so you can get those. You can always come to the Facebook group. You can watch all the recordings back. You know, I will do it in. So I'll share the link to the app in the Facebook group. So the Facebook group link is above, Sonia. So if you scroll up, you'll see a Facebook link with the name of your earbuds. They could. Oh, earbuds. These ones. These are wireless. So I think flex. What are they? Let me see what it says. On my Mac, it says Beat Flex. Beats Flex. So BEATS Flex. They come in different colors, yeah, but they are wireless, but they just sit at the back of the neck and they go into my ears. I don't like the AirPods. They annoy me. Okay, so that's enough for today. Any questions you have, you can always visit our Q&A session in the Facebook group. You can watch the trainings back, so I don't repeat myself. And we keep the training as, closer to an hour as possible. If not, next week we have the mind-body connection. So we're going to look at that with Healy. And then we're moving into a new cycle. We have some really exciting news for anyone that's building the Healy business in April. So we're going to have 2 trainings to help you on your journey. And I've gathered all the information from all the leaders that I could get to get you moving in that area as well, if that's something you would like. So we are providing both areas in the advanced trainings. But that it is for tonight. I will see you in the Facebook group. If you are joining the Facebook group, please accept the rules. If you don't accept the group rules, you will not be accepted into the group because of the compliance. So we can't get you in, and Facebook we have an automation in there, so you're going to get the message, but please accept the rules, so it's going to accept you automatically. Yeah. Otherwise, I will see you next week for the mind-body connection. Have a beautiful weekend. Have a beautiful rest of the week, and I will see you next Thursday. Have a great day, and I will and enjoy the weekend. See ya. Bye.